Hi viewers, welcome to our YouTube channel Learn to Infinite. This is Professor DEEPALAKSHMI again with an important video. So this is continuation of the video IT Act 2000. So we have seen the IT Act is related to cybercrime and how the cybercrime is created. It's done by using some data and information which is misused, right? So today we are going to see an important topic, information security. So I am going to deal with this topic in 2 or 3 parts. So today we are going to see the first part of information security. So as you hear the name information, so what is an information? Information is also called as the data. Okay, so data can be in a raw form. The processed data you call it as an information. Clear? Fine. So now when you tell about data, so we need to protect our data, and it is more important because it is not just a data, it is a personal information. And many of us used to do this. So whenever we are going to a mall or some exhibition, we are tend to fill the forms where the whole history will be asked. For example, your name, your age, your date of birth, your address, and even the Aadhaar card number is also asked, and we will be easily filling it and giving it to them. So this is, we feel this is a data and they are needed some for some extra bonanza what they are giving to us. But it is not just a data, it is personal information, and we should be very careful in handling these type of data. And at any point of time, only if it is important, we need to share our data, else we need not share our data to any of the persons for whatever reasons it may be, right? So treat the data as personal and not just as a data. So this is the first step I can tell you about how to handle with the information security, right? Okay, now, so when I am telling about this data, you need to know about what is cloud computing. So nowadays everyone are working with the social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc., right? WhatsApp. So you know what is cloud computing. Whatever data we are storing in our Facebook or we are posting in WhatsApp or Instagram, it is stored in a cloud. So even if we are deleting it, the data is not deleted from the cloud. Once you have posted it, that's it. Okay, even if it is going, it is going to be permanently deleted from your device, but it is not going to permanently deleted from the cloud. It is going to be there even if the person is not there in the world, right? So that is what you call it as a cloud computing. Whatever data we are storing or we are posting in the social website, it is going to be everlasting. It's not going to be deleted even if we are deleting from our devices. It is going to be deleted only from our devices and definitely not from the cloud. So we need to be aware of how the data is stored. So we have to be very careful in posting the data in the social websites and other forums. Next is BYOD. So this principle, if you tell BYOD, so this principle need to be taken care by each and every individual and each and every responsible citizens. So what is the full form for BYOD? Bring your own devices. In the sense, see, many computers are there in airports, in railway stations or in libraries. So if you are going to use your public Wi-Fi, okay, definitely the hackers can easily hack your system. So I can tell, like, if you are going to use some transaction, some bank transaction or money transaction, definitely you have to perform it in your own devices. So I can tell you, you can avoid 95% of hacking by bringing your own devices. Until or otherwise it's necessary, go for the public devices or public Wi-Fi. That too definitely not for the transaction history. Only for your transaction or finance transformations, you should use your own devices. Next is your encryption. So when dealing with data, so we are talking about data in this progress. So we are telling like how data is more important and how you have to be careful in maintaining these type of data, because data is a personal information and only by using these data the hackers are stealing our information, right? Okay, now we have to know about this encryption. So that is what we call it as a cryptography. So in general, if you want to know, a layman wants to know what is encryption and decryption, and another name we can tell it as a coding and decoding. So encryption you can call it as a coding and decryption you call it as a decoding. So when a person is sending, say I need to send my ATM pin or my account number where any other person doesn't need to learn that, but I want to send to a particular person, I can encrypt the data and send, okay, and I will be assigned with a private key, and when a person opening that particular message, he will be assigned with the public key, and with that public key he can open that particular message, okay. So by using this encryption method or encryption technique, we can save our data to the maximum level, right? Okay, next is the website fraud. So when you are working with the website, the hackers can try to steal your information when you are using your credit card or debit card. So now, before entering into this part, I will give you just a small information or an introduction about what are hackers. So as you all are aware about, hackers is a person who tries to steal your money or misauthorizes your information. That is the particular definition, you can call it as a hackers. And these type of hackers are categorized as black, grey, white and suicidal hackers. So black attackers is just opposite for the white attackers. So white attackers, you call them as a ethical hackers. That means they are doing it for the good purpose. Suppose a person has stolen the money from a bank or something, and that bank is appointing an ethical hacker and he is going to find that particular person how he has acted. So that person you are terming it as white attackers. And next is your black attackers. So black attackers intention is just to steal the money, okay, and what are all the informations he can gain from that particular person, and how he can misuse that particular information. So that you call it as a black attackers. And in between black hat and white attackers, you term them as a grey hat hackers. So this grey hat hackers, some point of view they will be acting as a white attacker, and some point of view they will be acting as a black attackers. For example, if I can say for example a person X, he is already appointed in a company, he is an ethical hacker, and suddenly one fine day that he has lost his job, but he doesn't know except hacking, okay. So now this white attacker will turn into a black attacker, okay. So that type of hackers you call it as a grey hat hackers. And finally you have what is called as a suicidal hackers. This is actually something very crucial thing what we have to note about. So this crucial hackers doesn't need any money from you, but he wants that particular person to commit suicide. That is his only aim, okay. So you can see more number of games, online games or online frauds. In this online games, the suicidal hackers are like a blue whale game or something like that, right? So when a person is playing that game, finally he will be committing a suicide. So these are all the jobs of this suicidal hackers. So in today's information security class, we have seen what is information and what is the difference between the information and data, and how the data needs to be preserved, because it is not just a data, it is our personal information, and how to handle the data. And we should not use any public devices, so we have to follow the principle of BYOD, which is called as the bring your own device principle, so that you can avoid hacking to the maximum level. And we also have seen, if we need to send our data, an important data like a PIN number or account number, we should use the encryption technique, where the person who is receiving the mail only will be knowing what data we have sent. And finally we have seen what are hackers and what are all the different types of hackers and what is their role in playing that. Okay, so in next episode we will be seeing the information security part 2 and the details continuing to this. Till that, happy learning. This is Professor Deepalakshmi signing off.